I work at Unum. Obviously, I've worked there for almost 14 years.
In underwriting?
In underwriting, yep. I started a week after I graduated from college. I went to Bowdoin, and I majored in economics. So,
did you grow up in Maine?
I did not. No, I grew up in Connecticut.
I'm on a mission to find out. I believe that people should stop complaining about people going out of state to college because, well, what's wrong with that? So you came to Maine and stayed. See, it's a trade-off.
Yeah, but she came to work for a company that's they happen to be located in Maine. They're world-class.
But she went to college in Maine.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would have ended up in Unum if I hadn't gone to college. Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks. Yeah, I never, and when I was looking at schools, I never thought I never would have thought I would have stayed, I guess, now, but now I have my job, my family, the whole thing. So, I guess my path has been fairly straight in that I started right after I got out of school. I did also pursue, I got my MBA at USM along the way while I was working, which was a good opportunity to learn about some other aspects of business since I've been pretty focused in my field along the way. And I'm not sure if you know what an underwriter does, or
give us a shot.
Explain. Okay. Our primary accountability is to assess risk, and basically we're trying to decide, do we want to take on a risk or insure a company, and if we do, what price should we charge, and are there any other conditions that we might want to tie to it. And so in order to do that, we have to analyze data. We gather data, analyze it, see if there are any holes in it, ask questions, and I would say it's a fair amount of both qualitative and quantitative data. It's not, as an underwriter, I don't just work with numbers. I look at, if I'm quoting on a company in a certain industry, how is that industry performing? I was just saying to the prior gentleman, if we're looking at a mortgage company, well, right now that's not really the best industry. So do I want to be more maybe conservative in my pricing, not be real aggressive in my pricing on that? Because what we found is that when people are laid off, their claims incidents for disability insurance can go up. So there's that other kind of more qualitative information that we bring into the mix, and then half of my job is coming up with a price, but then the other half is working with our salespeople for them to try to sell the product to the customer, because it doesn't help Unum at all if we don't sell it. I could do a lot of work, and then if it doesn't sell, it doesn't help the company at all. So I need to be able to communicate very effectively with them, give them what they need to then go out to their customers, kind of the end customer and their insurance agents, to convince them, why is our price reasonable? Why is this the right mix of products to be offering to them? And salespeople aren't the easiest people sometimes to work with, so because they just want to sell it and make their money. They don't care if it's a profitable sale or not. So I need to try to do my job to make sure that it's profitable as well. But so I'd say, what I like about the job is it's a really good mix of both kind of technical work and working with numbers, but also being able to develop the softer skills, communicating, negotiating, and the job too is I work with a lot of different aspects of the company. I work with people who are in our benefits or claims area, in our products area, the actuaries who come up with kind of the base pricing that I then work off of. So it's been a good way to really see how the whole business operates and how everything comes together, and understand what drives the company's financial results. Let's see. I also kind of right from the start, it was a job where I had a lot of authority to make, I could make decisions that really had a financial impact right off the bat. I knew when I graduated, some of my friends who were getting jobs were not in a position where they had the authority to make decisions, or make decisions that really carried weight. So that's been something that I've really enjoyed along the way. working at Unum has been interesting over the years. They've had a lot of change, but right now we've got a really clear vision, and we've become a lot more focused on their employees and developing talent and communicating the vision of the company and investing in growth. So it's definitely over the last couple of years become a more exciting place to work. So are there any questions? Sure.
Like, how long does an assessment take for a project? I mean, I'm sure it varies, but...
Yep. Well, what I do, it's probably a few days. Like, if you were to add up all the time I spend, it's a few days. But it's might take a week or two from start to when I'm able to communicate my decision, because I'm doing a lot of different things along the way. We don't just work on one. We call it a prospect. It's like a prospective customer. We don't just work on one at a time.
Okay. We
have several going.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of time management too. You're kind of going back and forth and reprioritizing work. But it's a pretty short time frame, as opposed to you get something and you work on it for 6 months. Because with technology, people want things faster and faster and faster. You can just communicate right away. And the way the business works is insurance agents work with our salespeople. They provide them with information. They provide it to me. I do what I need to do, and then I kind of go back out with your communication. They want it now within a matter of days. But part of my job is to determine, do I have the information that I need to get back to. What field are you in?
I teach.
Okay. Do you teach what?
Physics, calculus.
Physics. Okay. At what level?
Seniors, AP.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a small group.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Wasn't that surprising? What are the...
I'm going to... Thank you.
Oh, okay. You're welcome. One of the suggestions or things to talk about was what real-world problems we address on the job. And I would say right now in our field, in underwriting, it's really the marketplace, the insurance marketplace is so competitive that it's really a challenge to try to make the sale, but also make it at a profitable level. So how do we acquire the business? And all of our competitors just seem to be pricing things very low. How do you still get that business, but be able to? How you're also able to make money? You can't just. If you just offer a really low rate, you're going to get the sale, but you may not have enough premium to cover the claims that are going to go with that. So it's really trying to succeed in a challenging marketplace. And then, secondly, I think similar to a lot of businesses, it's how do we cut expenses, make things more efficient? Utilize technology to do that, so that we can be more competitive.
How much involvement do you folks have in these area schools now? I know I used to be a business ed teacher and many years ago, and Unum was Blue Cross Blue Shield, whatever they were at the time, was very involved in the local schools. Are you guys still doing that? I'm not sure. We definitely do things like junior achievement. There's a few different things, it seems like, throughout the year where kids come in to do like a job, a day at, a day with somebody in the office. Can I just suggest that the more businesses get involved with schools, don't wait to be invited. Just stick your nose in and say, we'd like to come in and do this, because oftentimes schools don't take the initiative, because on both sides you get overwhelmed with but stick your nose in and...
Glad you didn't say she couldn't suggest, because I wouldn't want to be between the two of you if you had said that. How you doing, Rosie?